I think something that is special in this conference is that this is a very open conference because it includes both very basic science, very fundamental science, excellent works about fundamentals of quantum theory, but it's able to bring together not only these scientists, but also people from technology and people from industry, even those that are at the very end of using quantum technologies. And I think this is what makes the conference very special. I think it's also a reflection of what's going on in the field. Let's say this is science that is becoming technology, but this is still in a moment in which we don't know which will be all the consequences or all the developments of this field. And this means that it's extremely necessary to have this combination, dialogue, interaction between people doing fundamental science, curiosity-driven science, and people that are actually looking already for the use cases that this technology, for instance, quantum computing or quantum communication or other different fields can have in industry. I think in this particular field, this dialogue between scientists or let's say basic research people and people from companies is much easier. And the reason for that is that many of the people from industry that are, for instance, in this conference, many of the companies that appear in the conference that are around 25, 30 companies or something like that, many of them, they come from both the people and the companies themselves, they come from the research environment. So many of them, they are spin-off companies, startup companies from different institutions, research institutions. Many of the people working in companies in quantum technologies, they have just finished research projects doing their PhD or their postdocs. So it's much easier in this respect to establish dialogues between scientists and people from companies, because there's not this language gap that quite often may appear in other more advanced or mature technologies. Yeah, in this moment, I think basic science is crucial, is essential, because it's providing the basis for developing these technologies. And also because I would say that in the last years and in this particular field, the gap between basic science and, let's say, real applications in industry has been shortened a lot in time and in space, because this is one of these fields in which the jump, let's say, from science to technology may be quicker. Of course, I mean, I'm saying all this, and it seems that it's very easy, but it's not, because we also don't know which will be these next steps. So there's a lot of trial and error. So there are many things that are being, let's say, tested, and we are trying to see how do they develop. Not all of them will succeed. We don't know which ones of them will succeed, because if not, probably there will be an investment just in one direction, but this is not the case. But this is what also makes the field and the topic very attractive and very appealing for many scientists. So the DIPC has indeed created, I would say, an environment in which what we value very much is what scientists can do, and for that what we try to provide is both trust and freedom for scientists. We believe that this is the best recipe for success, for scientific success. The scientists are the real protagonists of developing research, so they are the ones, I mean, if they are scientists that are working at the border, the frontier of science, they are really the ones that know which are the different paths that can be open and that can lead to new knowledge, right? So in this respect, if you have, as we have in the DIPC, excellent, creative and enthusiastic scientists, then the best way, let's say, to advance in the knowledge is to provide them, as I have said before, with freedom and trust for them to develop their own paths. And actually, this is even, let's say, from an institutional point of view, I would say that this is even a selfish approach, let's say, to a structural center, because we have already proven in the last years with this philosophy of life, I would say even, that this is a recipe, as I have said, for scientific success. So that then the results that one obtains they are really the best that one could do. The development of quantum sciences and technologies is very much based on advances that have been done in the last decades in different topics. So some of them, this is quantum physics. Some other topics have to deal with nanoscience, for instance, advances in characterization in material sciences and things like that. So in the DIPC, in the last since it started in the year 2000, we had a strong development of physics, chemistry, material sciences in many of these topics. So when the time has arrived, let's say, to bring all these topics and merge them into a new line of research, which is quantum science and technology, and in view of the, in my opinion, excellent work that was done at the DIPC, so it makes sense, I would say, to support the activity that we are doing and try to focus a little bit part of that into this new direction of quantum science and technology, which is nothing that the natural evolution, I would say, of many of the research lines that were already going on, not only at the DIPC, but in our vicinity, with Materials Physics Center, with NanoCune, with many different centers that we have in San Sebastian. So what we are trying to do in the Basque Country in general is, let's say, to do the best that we can, let's say, to develop excellent science and excellent training and excellent, let's say, industry development in the field of quantum science and technologies, because we believe that this is something that is going to be important in the next years or decades. What also happens is that this is the same thing that many places in the world they are doing. And in this respect, let's say, there's a lot of funding, investment, both from public institutions, but also from companies that is going on all over the world. And this progress in knowledge, this is global. This is something that comes, as I have said, from all over the world. So we really think that we have to do our best, let's say, to do very good science, to develop very good technology. We count on some advantages. So we believe that there's really a very important and nice network of research centers, research institutions that are really committed to do excellent science. We have also political support, let's say, from the Basque public institutions. And we also have a very ambitious collaboration between the Basque institutions and IBM. IBM is going to bring here to the Basque Country one of their quantum computation centers that are very few in the world. So we have many ingredients, let's say, to do very good things in the next in the very near future. But the same will be also happening in other places all over the world. So whether we can be, let's say, one of the best places to do quantum science and technologies or not, we will see in the next years.